Hello, this is a review of a NATO strap purchased on Amazon for $12.99. Several years ago, when I owned a Rolex, I was on a Rolex forum, and there was a guy on there, and he kept talking about NATO straps. And I thought, what the hell is a NATO strap? Well, what a NATO strap is a nylon strap, just like this. And it was originally produced for the British military, and it was called a G10 strap. But since it had a NATO part number, as I guess a slang term, it became known as a NATO strap, and the strap stuck, and the name stuck. And this is a very popular strap for dive watches, and for people that are in situations where they might, break a spring pin and their watch could be lost if you're around water, or if you're in the military or a police officer or someone like that and you don't want your watch lost. This is a good alternative to the standard strap that came with the watch. Some things to point out. Now, this particular strap is stitched right here, here, and here, where the keepers are. Now, the MOD specification states that the straps are supposed to be heat welded, but I believe the original specification said that they would be stitched, so I think either one is correct. I think it depends pretty much on the quality of the work done. I don't think one is superior to the other. I think if you have a good strong stitching, that's good, or if you have good heat welding, that's good. So I wouldn't automatically disqualify a strap just because it's either heat welded or stitched. I don't think you can count them out for that reason. The original straps that the MOD used were made, I believe, in England, and I believe there's only one company that still makes them, and I only know of one or two sources for these British-made straps. So pretty much any other strap you get is going to be made in China or some other place like that. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Again, it depends upon the quality of the work and the quality of the materials used. Now, the original MOD specification said that the keepers should be plated bronze, I believe. But, most straps that are made now, the keepers are stainless steel, and that's pretty much what I would go with because they won't corrode over time. Now, sometimes when you look at a strap on the back of the buckle here, it'll say the size. It'll say like 22 millimeter or whatever. My particular one says stainless steel on, but that's not a big deal either. It's just, whatever they feel like putting on there. The holes. Now, I find that I have a rather strange size wrist where most straps are either too loose or too tight. And if the holes are too far apart, it's hard for me to get a good fit, because if I pull it real tight where watch isn't going to move around, well, then that's too tight. And then if I loosen it up one hole, it's too loose. So I like having the holes very close together like they are on this strap. This seems to be the best for me, and it seems how I can get the best fit. The length of the strap. Now, I'm not sure about this, but I believe the specification, the MOD specification for the length is something like 270 millimeters, because these straps were designed to fit over a flight suit or a jacket sleeve or something like that, or a dive suit. So that's what the extra length is for. And if you get one that's too short, you're not going to be able to use it for those purposes. Or if you're a big boy and got a big 8 or 9 inch wrist, you're probably, it's not going to fit you. So I would go for, at least an 11-inch strap would be my, recommendation for the length. Now, the way these straps work is, if you want to put them on your watch, you take your old strap off your watch and you reinsert your spring pins. Just bear with me a second here. I wanted to show you something about how to remove the Seiko spring pins. Just hang on for a second. Sorry about that. Now, when I first got a Seiko diver, I couldn't figure out how the hell to get the rubber strap off because there was like no room to put a tool in there or whatever to you know, wedge the pins out. But what I found out works best is you get yourself one of these small Swiss Army knives. I don't know the model name of this, but it has a really small knife blade like this. And this knife blade, you just wedge it between the strap and the case, and you just hook the pin, and you just, you know, pull toward yourself, and she'll pop right out. It takes about 2 seconds with a little practice. So if you want to change bands on Seikos, I do recommend one of these knife blades. It seems to work really good. Now, to put the strap on the watch, you put your pins back in after removing the blade. Then you pull the long end of the strap out like this. Take your watch. You feed the strap through the watch like this. Easier said than done when you're trying to do it on camera. Then you feed the other end through. And then you've got this short end here. Then you take your long end and you feed it through this keeper and you pull it tight. And now your strap is on your watch. Now, the main advantage of this type of strap is that the strap is underneath both pins, and if I were to break one pin and have it pop out, the other pin would still be holding the watch, whereas if you had a two-piece strap, your watch would, you know, go flying somewhere, and if you're around water or something like that, you may lose it. So that's probably the main advantage of this NATO type strap. Now this strap I got from Amazon. It costs $12.99, which is probably on the low end of the price scale for these type of straps. However, I feel for that type of price, I think it's a pretty good strap. Material is fairly thin. It probably meets specification, but you know, I've had, you know, I have like thicker ones also. I don't like too thick of a strap because I don't like the watch setting up too high on my wrist, because then it tends to, the center of gravity is too high and it tends to want to flop around too much. I just don't like that feeling. I like my watch to stay pretty much put where it is. So this strap does a pretty good job of that. So overall, for $12.99, I recommend this NATO strap. I think it does a pretty good job. This is a Seiko SKX 173. It's about a 42 millimeter. So if your watch is like this size or smaller, I think this watch, this NATO strap, you know, works pretty well. I rate the strap quite highly for $12.99. It's available, I believe, in 4 colors: black, gray, blue, and white. And I think you'd be happy with this strap. So if you're looking for a NATO strap, a strap to hold your watch on, and you know, in conditions where you might otherwise lose it, I would recommend it. If you have any questions about NATO straps, feel free to ask them, and I'll do what I can to answer them for you. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And thanks for watching my review.